No, that is wrong, and there is some of that that does go on. Absolutely.
Would you agree that a lot of it went on with Trump?
With Trump? Oh, why you're obsessed with Trump?
I'm not obsessed with him, but I just want to have this discussion.
Oh, you're talking about lawfare. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough question that he put the country in, because as president, you don't want to go where so many other countries have gone, where the guy loses an election and now they prosecute him. Because
They prosecuted him while he was president also with 2 impeachments.
yes, because
So
he
continue.
does commit crimes. See, this is the little fly in your ointment. Like not conceding the election, trying to get fake electors to show up when he knew, and every court told him you can't do that. That went to court over 60 times, laughed out of every court, pressuring the Justice Department, calling up the guy in Georgia, who was a Republican, the vote counter there, and saying to him, I need you to find 11,000 votes.
Bill Maher never saw it coming. The second former mob figure Michael Franzese sat across from him. The entire energy of the podcast shifted. What Maher expected to be a light ideological sparring match turned into a full-blown dismantling. Franzese arrived with a honed worldview, the blunt candor of a man who's lived through real danger, and the calm confidence of someone who's survived what most people only watch in movies. Suddenly, Maher was the one on his heels, scrambling to keep pace as Franzese sliced through his points with surgical precision. Clips of the exchange erupted online, igniting a firestorm of debate over who actually controlled the conversation. This wasn't a discussion. It was a collision of two worlds: entertainment versus experience, theory versus reality. And by the end, Franzese didn't just make an impression. He left a mark no one will forget anytime soon.
Getting these indictments, I went to trial 5 times. I beat every case.
But aren't these investigations of you for good reason? Because you were breaking the law?
Here's the thing. Here's what they're talking about. And this is what Bondi recently said. We're no longer going to use the Department of Justice to target an individual and find out what crime he's committing. That's what they said. That's what's been going on in lawfare for the past couple of years. But I can almost understand it, mafia, organized crime, because we were allegedly criminals at that time. So, hey, let me see what this guy is doing. We know he's doing something. We don't know quite what, but we'll figure it out. We'll investigate him. Because it's backwards. In our life, you didn't have a crime and then they go investigate it. They were investigating you to see what crime you might commit.
But the mafia was committing crimes. You deny that?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
extortion, loan sharking.
I'm saying you could almost say that's okay. All right, we know these guys are criminals. We don't know exactly what they're doing. We hear it. We have to find out. This is a criminal organization, so we'll target individuals and go after them. That's kind of okay.
If you blinked, you missed the exact moment Bill Maher backed himself into a corner. Franzese dropped a point most people won't even dare to mention. There's a massive
going after actual criminals and going after ordinary people because their beliefs don't fit the approved narrative. According to Franzese, the DOJ has crossed that line more than once. Maher initially
agreeing that selective prosecution is a real and dangerous problem. But that agreement unraveled fast. The moment Trump's name entered the conversation, Maher's principles flipped. What he had condemned minutes earlier suddenly became different when applied to someone he personally dislikes. Franzese didn't need to argue. Maher's contradictions did the talking for him. It was a moment that exposed how quickly political bias can override logic, and viewers caught it instantly.
Listening. I wish you could help me with my campaign. We never did that before, Michael. You see, we ran our own campaigns. We didn't bring in ringers from the outside. It's part of the original documents that the founding fathers wrote. We don't want any help from outside because we're going to handle this ourselves. Maybe the Republicans and the Democrats fight each other to the tooth and nail, but don't bring in somebody from the outside. He broke that. He broke so many laws, not to mention norms. So the idea that, it's just lawfare going after him. It's not lawfare if the guy actually did commit crimes. And again, you have to weigh that against what's the better tact, because you don't want to become that country where as soon as somebody leaves office, they prosecute them. What the president gets to do should have broad protection. That's true. Because when you're president, you do have to make difficult decisions, like we may have to bomb you. And so you can't, you know what? Okay, you can't just be called a war criminal for everybody you bomb. Sorry, that's just the way of the world. But he took it to a different level. So yes, I don't think it was all just lawfare.
Bill, these crimes that they alleged, these are all nonsense.
They're not all nonsense. I just listed why they weren't.
Let me.
You don't care. You just like him. I like who you like.
I don't
you don't
like
listen
him.
to the logic about it or the facts. You just like him. It's okay.
I'll give
You're
you
entitled.
Franzese then went straight to the core of the lawfare debate. Trump's critics insist he deserves every legal battle coming his way, yet many of the charges are ones that would be dismissed or ignored for almost anyone else. At the same time, past administrations have weathered scandals with far greater consequences, and those figures walked away untouched. Franzese questioned why.
Threatens the political order. If fairness were the goal, investigations would apply evenly, regardless of party, popularity,
or power. Instead, Trump is treated as the singular villain, while others with far heavier controversies behind them remain untouched and unbothered. That imbalance is precisely why so many Americans question the system's neutrality. Is this truly about enforcing the law, or about keeping a political outsider from stepping back onto the stage?
Upside down.
We're back to you now.
No. I'm coming to a point. I will tell you this. The information and the evidence that was uncovered by the GOP investigation on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and his family, there was more evidence than there was in any one of my racketeering indictments. Joe Biden is treasonous.
I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, he's treasonous.
He's not treason.
Yes, he is. He sold out his vice presidency. That's treason. For money.
For fuck's sake. You just don't like him, so that's treason.
Bill,
but you're a guy.
Bill, no. Let me tell you. You know why I don't like him?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't like him because he's a liar. No, let me finish my point.
I didn't say anything.
He's a liar. He was never competent to be president. He lied he lied about everything. The guy lied about.
I'm not a huge fan.
He lied about the laptop. He lied about everything. He had 51, him and his cohorts there, got 51 intelligence agencies agents to lie about the laptop after they knew that the FBI had authenticated it. Absolute liar. Okay, as far as that, let me tell you this.
Not a huge fan.
He had 18 shell companies that did nothing. There was no brick and mortar behind him. There was no employees. All they did was collect money. How do I know about that? I had 21 shell companies when I was defrauding the government out of tax on every gallon of gas. I know the whole system. He sold out his vice presidency. He sold it out. He's treasonous.
Yeah,
and he lies. And the guy lies. He don't even know how to tell the truth. And he destroyed the country.
Treasonous. If we were at war and he was selling secrets so that we weren't.
Well, how do we know what he did for the money? Bill, how do we know
I know what he did for the money.
He
He got his ne'er-do-well crackhead son a job in an energy company when he knew nothing about energy.
Is that okay?
It's not okay, but when you have no perspective on what is the bigger crime, you just like the guy you like.
No,
so everything he does, you see through rose-colored glasses.
No, you're wrong.
And this other guy,
no, you're wrong.
It's okay.
You're
It's what most of the country is like.
I would tell you.
Just don't ask me to respect it as critical thinking.
I like Donald Trump for the policies that he put into this country, and I think
By the end of the conversation, things got even hotter. Franzese argued that weakening your own country through reckless policies can be just as damaging as aiding an enemy. He pointed to border failures, sanctuary city protections, the abandonment of struggling Americans, inflation crushing working families, and rising crime all as evidence that the current administration has betrayed its own citizens through incompetence or outright neglect. Maher dismissed the point instantly, refusing to entertain it for even a second. As a steadfast supporter of Biden and Harris, he shut the argument down before Franzese could even finish. But the internet didn't. Viewers flooded social media, debating whether Franzese had exposed glaring blind spots in Maher's thinking or if it was just another explosive ideological clash. One thing is clear, the exchange struck a nerve and people are still talking about it.